You're looking good.
Really?
Hello.
And welcome to a new video.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
So as you can maybe hear in the background.
We'll see, I don't know. We have some cows in there, some calves and 2 bulls.
Yeah, so these are our spring calves that we've taken inside for the winter.
Yeah, and this video is just a wee cow video, just to kind of show throughout the winter months what we do. So we kind of give a few of them a bale out on the hill, the 2 herds, and these are what we feed. So we feed these ones in the morning, and then we go out and give the other 2 herds a bale each.
Yeah, so we actually tried to film this like 2 weeks ago, but then we didn't bring the light for the GoPro, so we were doing all of this stuff inside, and then Rui went back to look at the footage.
So that's this thing.
Yeah, and you can even see what we were doing. So we're just filming the inside cows again. I will apologise because they do need bedded down, but we've got quite a busy morning.
We're moving on to sheep stuff, which you'll see in another video after this, hopefully.
Yeah, and then this evening we're going to bed them down, so we'll show you that whole process.
Yeah,
so yeah, this is usually like a one woman job, 1 man job. Me and Stuart kind of
1 person job.
Yeah, take turns in doing it. Occasionally you do it as well.
Yeah.
And then sometimes we do it together.
Yeah. So the clip you'll see after us feeding will actually be back when it was like -5 and really cold and snowy. But it was really good content. It was a lovely day, wasn't it?
Yeah, it looked beautiful outside, and it's also good because I feel like that's like the proper winter.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's really odd how mild it's gotten recently. I feel like all the animals are a bit confused.
So anyway, let us show you what we do with the cows, the calves in the morning.
Yeah. Okay. So first things first, we sweep the trough. It's like the dinner plate.
So this is Ray. This is our very, very friendly bull.
He doesn't even need a ring because he's so friendly. He was someone's pet.
You see, there's no ring.
After the troughs have been swept, is we do the draff. So I like to think this is like the bread. And this is what helps kind of put the beef on them. It is the leftovers from like malting whiskey.
Yep.
Yeah. So we've been feeding the draff for about 2 weeks ago. They're not as big fans of the draff. Yeah, I think it's quite a required taste. Not that I've ever tried it. Well, apparently when I was a baby, I used to eat it.
Explains a lot, hey?
They're not as keen on it. I'm about to put the wee pellets. What would you say that like?
It's a calf mix, isn't it?
Yeah, it really can show you the consistency.
So they're almost a bit like pellets.
So this is the first time we've actually used these pellets, and we got them from Harborough. Normally we use a mix, which was kind of like granola, but the thing about that was because it had the molasses mixed in it, it could kind of stick together and be quite hard to handle, but these are so easy to handle, but obviously they've got the molasses and all the goodness kind of inside the capsule. So obviously the draff is like the bread, and this is like the hummus, this is the good stuff, that they want to
the bread and butter? Oh no, well, butter's maybe not.
No, I feel like hummus because it's quite high in protein, like
cheese. I see. There was thought to that analogy. I was thinking bread and butter, bread and jam,
Yeah. Anyway, so it might look like I'm just doing it randomly, but I've already pre-measured it out. I don't know where the scales are now, but I had a set of scales in here, and obviously on the ration when we got the mix from Harborough, it recommends how much. So we just built it up to the recommended amount, because obviously when you first take them in, they're not as interested in the dry feed. They have to kind of learn to eat it. But now they're at their full ration, so it's all weighed out and kind of calculated what they're getting. So I'll just go ahead and feed them now. So I have to give the bull a bit extra, otherwise he goes along and hoovers up all the calf feed stuff. We did get some netting put up there to stop the pigeons coming in, but they still like to roost on the roof. So, just if anyone goes, if a bird shits, then it will not go in the calf feed.
Because we don't want them eating bird poo.
Then last job is putting out hay for Prince, because Ray's got access to the ring down there. All the Cathy's have a ring as well. I just put stuff in the here, and then I'm going to fill up a hay net for our cow as well, who you will see in the next clip, but on a different day. I bring her hay in a hay net. So. Yeah.
And that's a nice sight with all the calves getting their breakfast. So yeah, cue to the past. Cue to the past. We're going to go back in time a wee bit to when it was really snowy and cold, and we feed the others with the 2 big bales. Yeah. Welcome back. It's a bit of a cold one. The weather's taken a bit of a, well, the temperature's taken a bit of a dive, as you can see. Got a bit of snow, and it was -9 yesterday morning.
Yeah, I would say like just the tiniest bit of snow, but it's actually just a really, really thick frost, isn't it?
Yeah.
It doesn't really like feel like snow.
Maybe about half an inch of snow.
It was what temperature is it? Like minus.
Well, it was -9 yesterday, and I think maybe -5 today, something. Pretty cold.
Yeah, so this is just kind of like the morning feeding routine. So the ones inside have already been done, but we only bed them down like once every 3 or 4 days, just depending on how mucky they are. So yeah, we'll feed the inside ones later. But yeah, we'll just go feed the outside ones with you now.
There is one lady with a sore foot that we gave a bit of an antibiotic to, so we'll have to give her. That's what this is for, isn't it?
So yeah, we've got a bag of feed, and then we've got her a hay net in the back. It's some really, really good quality hay. So yeah, we'll explain a bit more about her when we get to her, but for now we're going to go and do the autumn calvers who are up the hill behind the house.
Grand, cool. Here are all the hungry ladies and the calves. So they have these woods up here that they kind of get outwintered here, so they have a wee bit of shelter if it gets really heavy snow. Right, so this is me unwrapping it. So obviously it's a wee bit easier with 2 hands. And that's that bit done. Happy cows. So yesterday they got a bale of straw in that ring, so they got a bale of hay and a bale of straw, so they ate both, so obviously they're very hungry.
I can do it myself.
Oh, you heard that, ladies and gentlemen, she can do it herself.
No, wait, don't put that in.
Well no, because a lot of people will be like, oh, why aren't you helping her? You know what I mean? People will look at you as struggling and be like, oh.
I'm not struggling.
We'll look at you and be like, oh, why didn't you help her?
You know, I actually do this by myself normally. But
yeah, normally this is just a kind of one man job, feeding the cows.
I normally use gravity to help me roll out the bale, but on days like today where it's really thick ice, I can't get up the hill, so I just do it down here.
Why do you roll out the bale, Rose?
So these are the autumn calvers, so you can see there's quite a few wee calfies in here. If I don't roll out the bales, then it'll only be the big ones that get in, and also the likes of these girls up here. That black one has a sore foot. That greyish kind of coloured one, she's just not quite right. She lost twins a year ago, had antibiotics. She's recovered, but she's just not been the same, and she's really shy, and the likes of those two will get pushed out if I just put it in the ring. They won't get the chance to eat, and because they're roughage eaters, they eat like, you know, little and often, so they'll just, the dominant girls just be round the bale the whole day, and the aren't,
weaker ones.
yeah, won't be able to get in. So that's why I always roll out the bale, and it also means that the calves can get in. Some people say that you waste more bale by rolling it out, but these girls will just eat this in a few hours.
Yeah.
And then I can always put a straw bale or something in the ring if it's really cold, or another kind of not as good quality hay bale in the ring, and feed them a bit extra. But yeah, for now I just think it's best to just roll out the bale.
Here, these girls coming in now. These are the two Rosie were saying weren't doing so well. Do you want a hand or?
No, I just thought you were filming.
Yeah, maybe we can get a few close-ups. When it gets to this size, I mean, so a bale is roughly, I think, roughly about 1/4 of a ton. Am I right in thinking?
I can't remember.
I think it is. So you're rolling about maybe just a wee bit more than 1/4 of a ton. So you can't really lift it, obviously, but you can just about roll it. As Rosie, making it look like light work, eh?
Oh, I'm making it look like hard work, but only because I'm wearing so many jackets. I don't quite have as much flexibility.
There you go.
So there's a few of them that I have like a wee note written down of, and I'll always, when I do them, I'll always make sure they're there, have a proper look at them, just because I'm slightly worried about them, and then I'll do an overall count to make sure everyone's here. But with cows, it's quite nice, a bit like horses, you really get to know each cow. I don't know what Ray's doing in the background, he's hairball. But yeah, a bit like horses, you get to know each character, but there is sometimes a specific cow that'll worry you and not look quite right, so I note it down. If they need the vet or if they need anything taken in or whatnot, we will, but just outside there's not any that I think need taken in, but there is the two girls you saw coming down last. I just have to pay a little bit extra attention to and make sure they do come in, because if they don't come in I'll have to go to them with some hay. Because this is one of the girls who are not happy with.
That's another thing as well, is that you just take account of them every time you feed them. Correct? I think she's counting. I don't mind 106, but you can't even ever really hear what's.
He's talking about the original 106.
Original 106.
Bale #2.
Getting a bit steamy in here. Thanks, Rose. Saved the day again.
This gate's a bit of a stiff one. So we're just heading over towards the woods to feed the cows in this wee bit of woods. So we call this Look Quickly, and it's got a nice bit of kind of like rough ground for rolling out the bales. You don't want to roll out the bales on your nice more arable ground, because then it gets all poached, and yeah, it's a waste of good ground. And this is instead of housing them inside, we outwinter them outside, and it's actually a lot better in terms of calving in the spring. And well, we find it is, because the advantages is there's like less risk of infection. Also, the cows, I think, are just happy outside. This is the fun bit.
You got the easier bale.
I didn't get the easier bale, I just made it look easier.
What does it say?
He's just been weak.
Being what? Being weak?
Yeah.
Well, at least I offered to help you, hey?
You don't need help, you just need to try harder.
How many days?
So this is what you call amateur bale rolling. When you're well seasoned like me, it comes, you know.
Naturally.
Yeah, but
Born and bred. I mean, she basically was, came out rolling a bale.
But yeah, in all seriousness, when it's really cold like this, the cows will hoover up just about anything. If you're feeding your bad bales when it's really cold, obviously there's not as much nutritional value in it, but they won't waste anything. So that's kind of another idea behind it. I'll just show you, we give them mineral buckets, so they have access to them all the time, and we just make sure that we're always keeping an eye on them to make sure they have enough. And then also the bit down the river here hasn't been grazed for a long time, so despite it being really cold, here's the mineral bucket. That's an Energized Mag one. But yeah, despite it being really cold and there being a wee bit of snow covering the ground, there is a wee bit of grass in here and kind of like leaf litter and kind of lots of shrubage and stuff for them to graze on. But yeah, we tend to I like to cycle it, so I'll do a good bale, a bad bale, a good bale, a bad bale, and then yeah, when it's really cold I'll give them a couple of bales. But yeah, they'll eat this up no problem.
Because this was from last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was going to say this looks like a really old bale. The only one in this group that I was slightly concerned about is now closer to the house, and we'll go see her in a minute. But yeah, so these ones all look quite good, and these are our spring calvers. Really gorgeous girls in this bunch.
It is fun feeding the cows, especially when it's weather like this, isn't it? But yeah, they all walk on it though. Maybe another disadvantage for doing it this way. We just prefer doing it this way so everyone gets a bite to eat, I think. As Rosie explained before. But possibly wondering about different methods to unrolling the bale. Whether we kind of build a bale unroller, I don't know if that's any... Because, you know, there is the slight risk that we get knocked over by a cow. But all the ladies here are very friendly. We know them very well, so that risk is maybe slightly reduced a wee bit, but if we get older, if we injure ourselves, maybe it won't be as easy to push the bale around. So we might have to look into other ways of rolling out the bale, like a bale unroller that you put on the back of a tractor, kind of grabs the bale. A possibility. But yeah, I mean, Doug's still doing it, and he's what? Grand old age of, well, I won't mention, but you know, he's an old boy now, so, and he still rolls out the bale, so. He doesn't actually roll out the bale properly.
Oh, actually, that's true. He does it the lazy way. He drops the bale, just kind of shakes the loader a wee bit, picks it up, drops the bale, shakes the loader. So he does it in like wee piles, which yeah, I guess is a fine way as well, because they're, yeah, lots of the cows are still getting into the wee piles. That's one of my favourite cows there. She's a gorgeous blue cow. She's just gorgeous.
So, the cow in here, she had a bad foot. Rosie's just looking at her. She'll probably explain a wee bit better than I, as always, you know.
Gorgeous girl. But yeah, she's got a really, really bad foot. She's a bit annoyed with me going around here because I tried to clean it out just now. But yeah, she's completely holding it off the ground and not resting. Yeah, not resting any weight on it. That was her she got a jag 2 weeks ago now, and she's still not shown any improvement, and the whole leg seems quite swollen. I think what's happened was because she was absolutely fine. We took them inside to shed the spring calves off, and then we took them down here, and she was really bad, but we did just get the doors on our steading replaced. So I think what has happened is I think she's got a puncture wound, and now it's infected. So I think she's got a nail or something stuck in there, and that's why even with the antibiotics, she's not seen any improvement because she's still got that nail in there. So I think we need, I'm going to organise for someone to come and look at her hoof. They'll have a special crush where they can tie her up safely, because when we gave her the jag, we put a rope around her so we could manage to jag her in the bottom without having to walk her a long distance up to our crush. But I didn't manage to have a proper look at the foot, and she is getting better with me stroking her back end and letting me kind of go near it, but afterwards she's a bit wary of me kind of each time. So yeah, we need to get a professional in to come and look at it and see what can be done, because yeah, it's just not fair on her. She's down in this part of the wood all by herself because the other girls needed to be moved to new grazing, and we couldn't feed her up whilst the other cows were here because they were pushing her off her food and whatnot. So yeah, this is her, the poor girl.
And this is meant to be a water supply here. As you can see, it's frozen and solid, so I'm going to try and break that with a hammer. Huzzah! Oh! Right down the welly. Good thing about wearing wellies is that they're waterproof, but they have a big hole at the top.
I think she's struggling to walk here, so I'll just get a tub of water from the burn and just bring it to her later with the pail or something.
Oh, so there's no... So this was just for show. So this shows how cold it's been, you know?
No, I mean...
So welcome back, hold on. Yep. So there you go, you can see me. So yeah, this is us back after the other day, the snow and everything. This is now the evening, so this is, I guess, what I'm trying to show by putting the bit we did in the morning with these calves and then the bales and then the calves again now. It's kind of like chronological order, the order that we do it during the day. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to try and remember how many shovels I give each of them. I'm just going to try and remember to give them the correct amount. So that's the cows with giraffe, and I'll now give them some of these pellets that we were talking about earlier. We topped it up because we were expecting a delivery of stuff this afternoon, but it didn't arrive. So anyway, this is all the pellets we've got, so we're really hoping that another delivery comes. All happily having their dinner. So while this is going on, I'm going to chuck a straw bale in behind and on this side, roll it out and then just fork it out a wee bit. Yeah, so that they're nicely bedded down for the next few days. And there you go, so that's that now bedded down. You can see they're enjoying it. They maybe run around quite a bit, you know, because it's nice and soft on the feet again, you know. I gave Prince a wee bit as well. He seems to be enjoying it. He's got like a wee root from the corner here to his trough. So I just put a wee bit on there. Yeah, and that's that. Now I've got to do the same for this side. In here. So with the power of editing, hopefully this will be all bedded down in 3, 2, 1. Hey, now hopefully that has worked. And there you go, it is all bedded down. Happy cows, happy cows. I kind of think it's a bit like a ball pit. You know, when you jump into a ball pit. I don't know, it's just fun, isn't it? So I think this is the kind of the equivalent. put this light on. Thing is with this light is that you can clearly see me. Don't know how you can see the background. Anyway, one last thing. I just need to give Prince up here some more hay. There we go. All good. Oh. Cool. Right. So that's Prince with a wee bit of hay. But yeah, that's kind of just the process during the winter months, you know, of bedding down the cows and kind of feeding them. So you saw this morning when Rosie and I fed the cows, gave them the giraffe and the calf mix, and then you would have seen the section of us out in the tractor in the fields in the snow, maybe a week or so ago, just rolling out the bale and doing all that for the 2 herds of cattle that we have out in the woods where they get outwintered, and then again in the evening bedding them down and feeding them again, and that's kind of it. That's the process. So it's not very long. Maybe it takes about 10 minutes to feed them in the morning, and then takes maybe about an hour and a half, 45 minutes each possibly for 2 herds of cows, and then again another 10 minutes, 50 minutes to feed them, and then, well, depending on how you want to roll out the straw and bed them down, I don't know, between 15 minutes to half an hour possibly for that. For each quart, there's a possibility maybe of, I've thought about a straw blower, because it just obviously save all that manual labour that I just did. I don't know, it keeps me fit, doesn't it? But so it chops it up a lot finer than me just spreading it out. What I've been told is that if it chops it up, it kind of absorbs the urine and the feces a wee bit more, the muck. So therefore it actually keeps the cow's feet in maybe slightly better condition. They're in a slightly cleaner environment if it chops it up, but you do go through straw quicker. So that's the kind of catch with that, is that if you chop it, you go through it quicker, but maybe it's better for the animals. I'm not sure, but then it's not a massive difference, I don't think, from just doing it the old-fashioned way and just rolling it out and forking it. Anyway, I'm blabbering on, but yeah, that's the process for feeding the cows. Hope you have enjoyed, and yeah, thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Oh, and hopefully this will come out before Christmas. If it does, have a good Christmas. See you later.